Hey, everybody. Andrew Morgan here with Kris Loehr. Kris, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic.
Good, man. Hey, so Kris, we're doing an incident handling workshop today at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Link is going to be in the LinkedIn notes right here. MSPs, whether they know it or not, Kris, are incident handlers. More so than ever. This week, certainly, big highlight with things like Log4j that are going to be happening. But there's certain ways in which MSPs have really have to triage when an event happens. And I was wondering if you could kind of just give some high level things about what we're going to be covering and why it's really critical that MSPs show up to this.
Yeah, Andrew. I mean, MSPs are vitally important. It depends on whether or not, if one of their clients is the unfortunate victim of one of these, or maybe their client is a kind of a downstream victim, or it may be just someone calling them up out of the blue, asking them for help because they're local and whatever the case may be. And so MSPs are very eager to help. I think the importance there is, and as time goes on, it becomes even more important that MSPs know, what to say, how to say it, kind of know how to live within the guardrails of what they should do, and then really what's important, what they should not do, and kind of leave that, whether that's attorneys or forensics or whatever the case, kind of stay out of those lanes. And so today, when we go into this workshop, it's purely that. It's a workshop. It's not something specifically we've done before. It's a different type of format. So I'm hoping everybody, sees that and sees what we talk about here, just not only from beginning to end, but we're going to talk about some processes and some tools and some of those types of things. So MSCs have a better idea of going forward of how they should, handle these incidents if they come across them.
I think what's really exciting, Kris, is you're going to give a look under the covers of literally when you handle an incident, kind of the platform you use, how you segregate different communication channels so that things don't sit in, for example, a PSA, why that's critical. So I'm excited to see you do that. And I think it'll be really interesting for the MSPs to see it as
Yeah,
well.
communication is really important, right? I mean, what you say, what you write, what you put up on a screen during a web call. I mean, all those things are really, really important, and people don't realize it till, if they misstep or make a mistake, and an attorney gets upset or someone else gets upset about it. So we want to try to prevent those mistakes from happening, and so that's really one of the themes of today's workshop.
Lastly, Kris, I just mentioned another theme is, and correct me if I'm wrong, as ransomware continues, as MSPs customers get larger, the litigation can get that much bigger. I don't want to call it ambulance chasing, but we are entering that phase, Kris, aren't we, where there's big dollars at stake?
Yeah, so a couple of things, you have the ransomware groups that have been doing exfiltration, and they're very quick to publish that information out there if the victims do not cooperate. And so people know that now. So there are a ton of people looking for, I would say on the legal side, looking for class action opportunities. I mean, it's just the way it is. When I was in a bank, we were fairly large, and there were always people targeting us for every living thing you could possibly think of. The smallest sentence on one agreement, and so on and so forth. So, no difference here. And so, the bigger the fish, or the fish that may have some type of notoriety in a community or an industry or whatever, those people are definitely going to be big targets for lawsuits, especially ones that have massive amounts of notifications that have to go out to people impacted by it. Those are going to be it. So yeah, we're going to talk about that today. Spend a little time around that and really talk about what that means, because you kind of have to have a different mindset when you're thinking about litigation, because the attorneys are going to be much more hypersensitive, as in the breach attorneys, and so you just have to be cognizant of that, and just kind of change up the way you do things, the way you say things, and so on and so forth, in those kind of cases where litigation has a higher potential of actually occurring.
Excellent. All right, Kris. Well, thank you for jumping on here early this morning. Again, link will be in the LinkedIn. We'll look forward to seeing everybody at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
It'll be great, man. I'm looking forward to it. See you there.